Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope. So sorry for being super crazy late with this one, but there's that famous saying that good things take time. And speaking of good things take time, I've been, separated from one of my best friends, from genuinely one of the angels in my heart. They say that you can only have one soulmate. But I beg to differ. You can have so many different soulmates because there's so many people in the world that really do capture your heart. And I'm so glad that she's finally back from her amazing cruise. Everyone, please welcome my favorite Australian of all time. It's the lovely Michelle. How are you?
Yay! I'm good, but I'm just so as I just said in the Facebook group, our brains are just one. We've got half a brain each. You're frazzled from work, and I'm not fully here yet. I'm still on cruise where you get fed 24 hours a day. You dance 12 hours a day. You do trivia. You do bingo. And when you said, let's do this, I'm like, oh, God, this is like getting back into work, trying to get the notes ready today. And, oh, God, I also fractured my little toe on the way to breakfast last Wednesday, which was great. I've got a little fracture. I went and had an x-ray today, and the toe has got a little joint, and there's a bit of bone just floating around in there. I mean, you can't do anything with it, but I got to wear thongs the whole time. And for the American viewers, I'm not that kind of thong. It's just like, what do Americans call thongs?
I've got no idea. But I've got a really, like jandals? Sandals?
Jandals?
Yeah, we call them jandals here. Yeah, in New Zealand, we call them jandals.
Yeah.
I've actually got a really funny story about this. So a couple of years ago, I was working at Macpac, and I had these two lovely ladies come up to me, and they said, "Hey, so we're after some thongs." And I was like, "Oh, I don't think we sell those here, but I can, I can have a quick look for you." And I was like, "Oh, you can probably find them in like bras and things. It's like a company that does that kind of stuff. If you literally just go down the road, it'll be right there." And they're like, "Oh, sorry, we're talking about what you wear." I was like, "What do you mean wear thongs?"
Wear
It's like a jandal. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. So how was your New Year's? Like, have we had a good New Year's?
I just want to very quickly bring up, I like how Michelle considers doing the podcast that's working. I like how
Brendan, yes, I've got my normal work life being a teacher, but then this is also my other part of work, like the Facebook groups, watching, like I've just watched 8 episodes of Traders in one day. Like all of this is sort of like work, but fun. It's fun work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's work that we actually enjoy. Imagine if we got paid to do this. Life would be so much easier.
So easy.
Yeah. But yeah, my news was pretty good. I was just out with some mates. I'm actually still going through the drinks we had from New Year's. I got told, "Michael, we need some extra stuff." So I said, all right. So I brought an extra $200 worth of like a variety of drinks. Turns out all we needed was just one more crate. Not like 6 of them. And so we're still going through them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I went swimming. When I went to bed, the world was spinning. And when I went to work the next day, the world was still spinning, but we just powered on through. Yeah, that was my New Year's in a nutshell. How about you? How did you spend your New Year's?
I was on a boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with 3,000 people wearing and waving light globes and things. My husband, for some godforsaken reason, bought a pizza at 11:40, like 20 minutes before. We're in a crash, and he's got this pizza trying to offer me the pizza. Like, no, I don't want pizza right now. I'm trying to cope with living with so many people. And it was so much fun, though. We were probably up till 2. Yes, and the place wasn't spinning, but definitely rocking with the ship and moving on around, and that was fun. Yeah.
Nice. What was like the best thing you did on the cruise ship?
Probably when we visited some of the islands and we actually swam with turtles, and that was good. Yeah, that was in Vanuatu. You know, survivor destination.
Did you find like a turtle idol? Isn't there like an idol that's shaped like a turtle?
I did
Is there,
not.
or was it like
I don't know. I've got a couple of turtle magnets on my fridge which could double for an idol. They could.
Just sneak one of those in your sock whenever you go out to play, just make a fake with the turtle.
I'll do that. Do that.
Yeah. But speaking of Survivor, Michelle, even though I love catching up with you, we're here to talk about heroes versus villains, and you're goddamn right, Gabe. We're here to talk about Rogue. This is all I came here to do the podcast on.
But I saw Rogue today, and for some reason, no, not physically. I saw
Michelle.
Stuff, and I saw her name, and I'm like Rogue, and I'm like, oh, and then I thought, why is that ringing a bell? Does Mucky like her or something? I can't remember.
I love Rogue. I really do. But just before I do get into all that, Lego Man Cam, welcome to the live. I love that movie, the Lego movie. It's like top 5 movies probably of all time. Absolutely love it. Obviously, welcome Brendan. Welcome Gabe. And also Alan. Hello, Alan. Happy New Year's. Hope you're doing really, really well, Alan. And this felt more like fans' favorite season. Well, Michelle. It did. Yeah. I guess before I do talk about how much I love Rogue, I do kind of want to go into, I guess, a preseason of it all, because I feel like it was a weird one, because obviously coming off of Blood vs. Water, everyone was such a Debbie Downer on Australian Survivor. Like, no one was really feeling the hype for it. Half and half, returnees and newbies for an
and it's not even half and half.
No, it was like 11 to 13.
13-11. Like, what made them do that? Where was their thinking? Like, why? Why not make it half and half?
I think they tried to get a larger cast, but they couldn't get a lot of people they wanted, maybe?
That's what I think that's what David Foster said. That, they would have liked it to be all returnees, but not the pick of the crop wasn't available, I think.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the pick of the crop wasn't available, there was quite a few rumored castmates that didn't actually make it on, but were in the rumor mill for quite some time. The first one being your friend Christy Bennett. Do you know if this was like an actual thing she was thinking of going out, or do you reckon it was just like fan theory?
I didn't recall. I haven't asked her about that specifically, about this one. I know she only really wants to go out because she's won. She only really wants to go out again if it would be an all winners kind of thing, I think, because how can you top, being a winner? So I haven't talked about that actually.
Yeah. And also from season 1, another player that was being rumored was Craig.
Oh, I would have loved to see Craig.
Yeah. I don't know if heroes vs. villains is the right theme for Craig, but I guess as long as he comes back, who cares, right? Yeah.
Well, it's the same for Steve. Stevie, they put him in villains, and I have no idea why.
Well, really. I know why. He is the strategic mastermind of the Contenders Tribal. We'll get into all that once we do.
So sweet. So sweet in real life.
And another one was Jenna Austin. She was the Jenna on the Contenders who got medically evacuated.
Yeah.
She was rumored to be on. David Gannett was rumored to be on. And
really?
From what I've heard, he was actually on, but then left to do his own show, Rust, I believe, which came out same year or later on. Rush.
Yeah, it was not an Amazing Race. It was like a travel race show. Yeah. It wasn't bad. It was different.
And so, but imagine that. Imagine getting David and George on the Villains Tribe together. That would have been. And then also again on the show this one. Oh my gosh, the possibilities. Matt Rogers as well was rumored to be on the cast. I feel like he would have been a great one for the season. And I believe that is all the players that I've written down that were rumored to be on but didn't actually make it onto the cast. Do any of those specific players stick out to you like you wish they were on?
Probably Matt. David with George would have been good. I would have liked to see that in the normal Australian Survivor format. Yeah, I would have definitely liked to see that.
Yeah. But while that would have been epic, I'm I'm glad we got Simon instead, because from what I've heard from his deep dive, Simon was a very last minute addition to the villains tribe. He was originally on the heroes, but then they dropped him, and then they put him
Yes,
back
I
in
heard
last
that.
minute for the villains. So, like, while having David and George would have been great, I think what we got from Simon and George probably would have been more better than what we ever could have gotten from David and George.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Which there are a few comments here that I do just want to quickly read out. Production odd choice picks. There were a few odd choices, like Sneaky Steve, Jackie, Haley for the heroes. I don't think she's really a hero, but we'll go into that in a second. This was one of the seasons I actually watched in full. Such an iconic season. I think the season was one where the US was like, oh shit. Sorry, I just came out from work. Where the United States was like, oh shit, Australia came to play. King George is just that good.
Yeah.
I do love this one. Imagine being a newbie being told, we haven't seen you play before, but you seem like a bit dick. We'll put you on the strike. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Yeah, and also Cookie Idol. Yeah, so many great iconic things this season, Michelle. But
I actually, coming off Brendan's comment, then I remember at the beginning of the season commenting in the group saying, these people are new. How on earth are they putting these new people in either the villains or the heroes tribes? Like, it would be pretty, if you're a guy, you wouldn't mind. I think a lot of guys wouldn't mind being on the villains tribe, but as a woman, you'd be like, well, I'm on the villains tribe. What did I do? Like, what is, like, how do you categorize people? And a lot of the fans were asking that, like, why was Jackie on the villains tribe? What, because she plays poker? Like, is that a villainous thing to do?
It's not that she played poker. She lied about being a Rubik's Cube champion. She lied. She's a villain. And if Sam Webb
Survivor,
if Sam Webb says lying makes you a villain, then Jackie's a damn well villain. All right.
crazy.
Yeah, but like we look at like guess the newbies for the villains, like with Liz, who obviously ends up winning the season and being an Olympian. I still recall an intro package, just like, why am I a villain? Because when I get competitive, there's like a dark side to me. It's like, well, what is so dark about Olympic pole vaulting? What can you do that's really villainous?
I'm sorry, if you're an Olympian, you're a hero. You're never a villain. So, David, what on earth were you thinking? Like, if whoever decided this stuff, I mean, he probably has the final say, but seriously.
Yeah, but I also do think how much of it was, how much of the theme was maybe decided after the cast they got. Like, I think they had like an idea, but did they settle on that idea straight away? You get what I mean? Because I feel like looking at the villains tribe specifically, as Ella brings up production, be like, I don't like you, villains tribe. They had no muscle. It was Simon, it was Geordie, it was Liz. Yeah. All right. So apart from Simon, Geordie, Liz, who else is the muscle of the tribe?
What was Michael like? I can't even remember what he looks like.
I mean, he's right here, obviously.
Oh, Geordie's lanky, yeah. Steve's not muscly. Shawnee's not muscly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Shawnee is very good at like endurance-based stuff, but Australian Survivor is so physical. The only other person I can think of is Sarah, the Miss Universe person, because she played rugby, and they showed that in the intro package. But it's like apart from those four, there was like no one else to compete against Sean, Haley, like Flick, David, Sam Webb. You know, it's they were really cooked, the villains tribe.
That's why they went to tribal council. What, the first three?
The first three.
Yeah.
And when Tribe Swap came around, there was 10 heroes and 6 of the villains. Crazy numbers, right? And I believe it was like 5 and 5 on each tribe, with three villains on each tribe as well. So absolutely crazy. But I guess let's talk about the main highlights of the pre-merge, Michelle. And I want to start off with the Heroes tribe because, as Gabe mentioned, I can't wait to talk about Rogue, one of my favorite Australian Survivor players of all time. You know,
Why?
all right, let me give you. She orchestrated her own blindside. How many players can say that they orchestrated their own elimination, right?
Yeah.
So like, was it? She goes up to Sean and is like, "Have you had a circumcision while holding a machete?" Who the hell asked that, Michelle? Who the hell? Like, this is the first day. This is not the first day. And obviously, there's that comment to Nina, which is like pretty horrible, where she's like, "Oh, I'm from South Africa and I live in America, so by default, that makes me more African American than you are." Like, even though I love Rogue, that was like, I'm sorry, but what the hell?
I know. Well, everyone went, "What the hell?" We've never heard anything like that on Survivor before or since. What is that?
Yeah, like I had friends who don't even watch Survivor, but they saw that moment like trending on like TikTok and Instagram. They're sending me it, being like, "Bro, can you like explain this? What the hell?" I was like, "I've got nothing, man. It just came up out of nowhere." But I can't say like how strong of Nina to not let that like really get to her or anything like that. I feel like she really held her own, held her ground, right? Because I feel like in a lot of cases where comments are made like that, people like overreact and people try to be like, "Oh, look, it's the aggressive person," right? But I just liked how calm Nina was about it.
Speechless, basically. Like, I think we all were. Nina handled it well.
Yeah, she handled it really, really well. But apart from that, right? Like the tribe throws the challenge to get rid of her. She has
Wait a minute. Rewind. We have not talked about the first challenge, the contentious challenge, which took two people to hospital. Are you going in order here?
No, I'm talking about how great Rogue is. I'm talking about how great Rogue is.
Sometimes you don't go in order. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. I've got no notes on me, Michelle. I'm going to full.
Watch this. There's no plan. I have no idea what's going to come out of him next.
But like, just Rogue is just great.
Okay.
All right.
Rogue.
Right. Like we'll get everything out of Rogue, and then we'll go in chronological order. Okay. Rogue is bloody phenomenal. She has open arguments with everyone. She's pissing off people on the other tribe, right? And then they all go to tribal council, and there's maybe like, "Oh, maybe we'll take out Haley because she's super dangerous." And Rogue is like, "Nah, I want you all to vote me out instead." And she gets voted out. How many people, Michelle? Look at Mimi. Mimi got hardly any screen time until the episode she got voted out on, right? How many players get voted out in this early stage of the game with hardly any screen time? And Rogue soaked up every screen time she could and got herself voted out.
Yeah. Just talented in that way, hey? Just
very talented. Really talented. She's not here for a long time. She's here for a good time, okay? And
short and sweet.
It was very short and sweet. But yeah, I love Rogue. I think she's great. Apart from that one moment with Nina, Haley was very lucky that Rogue was on her tribe. Even her voting confessional, where Haley's like, "Rogue, thank you so much for helping me break the winner's curse." Like, it's just great. I love Rogue. Rogue helped Haley stay in the game longer.
Yeah.
And take a shot every time Mucky says, "I love Rogue." Well, I'm making my way through, Ellen. I'm here. I'm here with you. But you got to quickly grab a drink, Michelle.
I can't, because it has to be in a glass, and then I'd have to pour it in the glass, and then you'd go off and talk on a tangent, and they'd have to listen to you.
Yeah. There's some pretty scary stuff there. But yes, let's go in chronological order, because I know you love order, so we'll go in chronological order here, Michelle. So yes, the challenge, right, where you have to like spin over the thing, and it literally sends George and Jackie to the hospital.
Yes,
this is something that we've talked about in the past, where even though I love the physical challenges, like the wrestling matchups and stuff, I find all that quite exciting, the lifting of the heavy stuff. This is obviously one of the cases where it shows that it is quite dangerous having these kinds of challenges.
Very dangerous. Like, did the Australian Dream Team even try it out? They're supposed to try all the challenges, like the US team. Like, I don't understand. anyone could see that. When as soon as I saw it, I'm like, Jesus, how far are they falling? And are they going to break their wrists when they get to the bottom? Are they going to hit their heads? And then sure enough, there it happened. Like it was so dangerous. They could have fallen down and got back under the wheel with their head. Like so many things could have gone wrong.
Yeah, because like obviously Australian Survivor, they love like their mud challenges where everyone's like covered in mud and stuff. You can kind of tell that this mud is not very deep, right? Like, because I believe that there's been similar stuff like similar types of challenges, especially on Winners at War, where Boston Rob famously lifted everyone up over the barrel and stuff. But that's over like a deep part of water. So when you fall through, you've got like a wee bit of water to sort of like go down before you reach the bottom. You can stand back up. But here it's like not that deep. It's what, like ankle height, maybe even like half your calf up or something like that. It's not deep.
No, I think you saw George sitting in it when the medic was with him, and it wasn't reaching his waist.
Yeah.
It wasn't even reaching his waist. I'm like, geez, when I do these mud things in November, every November I do some mud things.
Yeah. Every November on a Friday night, Michelle goes out, does a mud
And the mud, if you're walking through it, it's that deep. But if you're swimming, it's a lot deeper. If you're doing stuff like that, you need deep mud. I don't understand why I'm talking about mud. But anyway, it's just so bad that they went to the hospital and they really thought he'd done something to his neck. And Jackie broke her collarbone. She ended up suing. But he just wanted to go back so much that he was just saying, let me go back. And they were saying, no, you can't go back. We have to treat you here. Whereas Jackie, they couldn't treat there. They had to put her on a plane. They said, we can't treat Jackie here. She's got to go back. So, and George was there knowing 24 hours. He's only allowed 24 hours out and then he's gone anyway. He can't get back in. So he was truly stressed because he just wanted to play. He didn't care if he hurt himself. I mean, that scar on his head, it's largely gone now, but he had it for quite a while.
I still remember that scene of him like walking back to camp. I had a feeling that George was going to come back, right? I know that some of the promos kind of spoiled he came back, but I still thought there was a chance where he got medically evacuated. And just the look of him coming back, and he's got that huge scar on his head. It's just, wow. Like, it's quite rare for people to understand, I guess, how real Survivor is because it's edited in such a great way. But I felt like there was a real moment of like, oh, shit, these people actually get seriously hurt.
And you know what? Cara has shown me her scars from when she played. I don't know if you remember on the show or especially some of the chatters here. She got a scar down here from, was it a challenge or it was something to do with metal? Anyway, she's still got it and it will be there for life. Like it was pretty big scar.
Yeah. And just something I have to bring up here. Michelle referring to her mud wrestling secret persona.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's like by day, she's a teacher, by night podcasting, and then by even later at night, she's mud wrestling, Yeah, that's 3 different stages of Michelle. Totally. And how many people broke their neck in the testing phase of this challenge, lol. Yeah, I wonder if maybe one set of team broke their necks. They're like, it's all right, guys. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. But it did. In this case, unfortunately. And with George coming back, we get, I'm going to say, Michelle, the greatest rivalry in Survivor history. Simon and George.
Yeah, I think, it trumps Ferris and Kirby, definitely. Yeah, I think so.
I think Ferris and Kirby was more interesting because they were constantly like waving in and out of working with each other, going against each other. But even in like American and South African Survivor, I can't think of another rivalry that lasted as long, was as heated as well as Simon and George's, where it felt like it was like very personal hate towards each other at times. And it was just so entertaining every step of the way, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're both entertaining people. I mean, Simon God love him. He's quite the bumbling survivor player. He just bumbles in and out of finding idols, trying to play the proper idol. He bumbles in and out of playing, good strategic moves, and it backfires on him. So he's a very entertaining player, and he doesn't do too badly, even though he has some bad luck.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing I find most interesting about Simon, right, is that I feel like he has the qualities of being a good player, right? And something that I've always kind of thought about, right, is that Simon's never really been an individual player. He's always been a team player. Like, how can we move forward in the game? He did so much for Danny and Chelsea and Brains versus Brawn. He was trying to do so much with, like, Geordie, Fraser, Sneaky Steve and stuff, but just like a matter of circumstance, like his closest ally always tries to backstab him, Geordie and Danny, and it's just like, what can Simon do? You get what I mean? And I think he does play well from the bottom, but like not well like Miles, who's able to like recover really well. But I think because of Simon, his challenge abilities and his just, I guess, his passion to just keep on going, I think is truly, it's really inspiring in a way.
Yeah, I think he picks the wrong alliance members. I think that's what his problem is. And people go against him really easily. And that's pretty sad when you're playing Survivor and you love Survivor and you just can't get forward because your alliance is totally rubbish to you. So, yeah, I feel for him.
Yeah, just really quick. Welcome, Sneaky Steve, to the chat. My ears are burning. Hello, Sneaky Steve.
We were talking about you earlier, Steve. You'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah, don't worry, my dear friend. We have plenty more to say about you as this podcast goes on as well.
Yeah.
And production was like, we've hit the jackpot with this stupid piece of wood. Well, let's talk about that, Michelle. Truly the twist of the season, right?
Yes.
So they win a cookie jar, right? And somewhere deep in the cookies is a idle clue without any paperwork. All it has is just a green gem on it. Yeah. And I think at first glance, you look at it, you might think it's something else. Talking about me behind my back. No, Sneaky Steve. It's only positive stuff, I promise.
Yeah, it was positive.
Yeah, so he's obviously got, like, I feel like on first glance it looks like an idol. So I can't fault him for that.
But it's always wrapped or it has a note with it. This had nothing. So you have to think. You have to think and think it can't be an idol because there's nothing there. There's not even a note to say this is a hidden immunity idol, and all of them have that unless they've been given a clue and say this is the clue to where the hidden immunity idol is. It's at the next challenge. You've got to look under this, and then it doesn't have a piece of parchment with it, or it might be wrapped up, but it doesn't have anything with it because you've already had the clue. But that, no reason, just there. I'd be excited about it, and I'd probably use it as a fake idol and show people this thing to protect myself.
Well, Michelle, and also anyone in the chat, please correct me on this, but in Survivor Philippines, there was a clue for the idol that the idol was on top of the rice thing, but did the idol itself have any paperwork to say it was an idol?
But it doesn't have to if they've already had the clue to say the idol's there. But a random piece of wood in a cookie jar looks like an idol, but no one's... unless
because what I'm thinking is...
Unless someone else found the clue. And then, okay, I agree, okay.
Same with Survivor China. Was there any paperwork when you, like, ripped it off the thing? Maybe there was something along the back of it, I don't know. But I'm just trying to think if there's been any other cases in Survivor where maybe there's a chance there wouldn't be any paperwork with an idol.
Without a clue, no. I don't think there has been one without a clue first.
Yeah.
Unless it's in the camp around their place. Like, we're talking in a cookie jar. Yeah. If it's just hanging off a tree. Yeah, because they've had them wrapped, but they haven't had them hanging off a tree. They've had them wrapped hanging off a tree, wrapped in a tree, wrapped underneath, wrapped in the sea.
In the sea? Who hides idols in the ocean? Why would you do that?
In the ocean. someone's had to walk out into the ocean. It's not actually in the ocean. It's like in the rocks next to the ocean, but they've had to walk into the ocean to get the title.
Yeah, just bury it somewhere like in like the coral reef or something. Make them snorkel to get the get the idol. And in China, they had the writing on the back of the idol. Oh, okay, so it's probably like that for the Philippines then, as well.
This is a rabbit hole of. We'd have to go down the rabbit hole. I'd probably have to ask Shannon Gus because she would know off the top of her head.
Yeah, and because something I did think as well is maybe it was an idol nullifier, just because the back of it was like smooth and plain. And I was thinking back to like David vs. Goliath with the idol nullifier they have there. We got like the symbol at the front and just plain at the back because that's where you write the name. So I was thinking maybe it's an idol nullifier, but JLP did a great job in all the different, like previously on Survivor, Simon thought he had a hidden immunity idol, you know, like hinting that it wasn't, but maybe could have been an idol and stuff. And it gets to a point where, and this is one of my favorite tribals in the season as well. It's not like the favorite, but it's up there where Simon finds it, he tells Geordie he has it, and Geordie has to like feel it up his ass for some reason just to prove that that's an idol. Remember that? And Simon's like, we're gonna play this on our good old mate Sneaky Steve and take out George that night. And this is the third round. Standing up, playing an idol. Can you imagine if they just stood up and played it for him then? And then it's just like a fake, and then it's just, oh, whoops. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, like this small cookie idol, like as Alan said earlier, like they hit the jackpot because like it's at the point where, I mean, I guess this is quickly jump forward to the part that everyone wants us to talk about, right? The episode that won awards in America. It's the number one episode. It's the biggest blindside, I think, in Survivor history. The Fraser Tribal Council. Yeah. Where finally George and Simon, they've just had it, right? You know, it's like, as was it? Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, right? These chiefs are finally going to war against each other. They've had enough of each other. As Sneaky Steve said, it's Operation Anaconda. And this is where Geordie decides he's going to stab Simon in the back. He tells him that Simon has an idol, so they're being extra careful about it. And the whole tribal is just a hot mess. As Alan says, it's iconic as fuck. Like, one bit that always gets to me is when George is like, my vote tonight is to keep the tribe strong. And Simon says, well, you can't vote for yourself, mate. Like that. Comment always makes me laugh. The arguing back and forth, and it looks like it's probably going to be need unanimous on Simon. And then, for the first time, we've seen it a few more times now, where there's a last-minute individual immunity challenge at Tribal Council, and Simon wins it. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Michelle. When this was all happening, what was going through your head watching it?
The Tribal Council? This is episode 7 Tribal Council.
Episode 7. When you were first watching it, what's going through your head?
I think I was speechless. I was like, and then was it the same one when George was swinging the idol around as well? And all this was going on. And then Steve's there, and I'm feeling sad for Steve. And then Simon's just not understanding what's going on. It was just crazy. And JLP's loving it. He's just watching this amazingly, play out. And tribal councils are generally a lot longer than what we see on TV. They edit them together. And I can't imagine what else could have been said that wasn't included. I mean, it was a pretty long tribal council anyway that we saw, but oh my God, it was amazing. It was just
I believe 10 minutes into the episode was the immunity challenge. And it's like an hour 15 or something like that, the episode, I think, in total. Yeah. So 10 minutes in immunity challenge, which is pretty, gosh, that's what the second ad break at max, right?
Well, when that happens, the fans on the Facebook group, anytime there's an immunity challenge early, we're like, what the hell's going to happen after this? There's something big happening. They've left so much for the end of the episode, or even just the middle of the episode. And I love it when that happens because it's like, oh, something juicy is coming up.
Yeah. Now, it was quite hard for me watching this live because I was at my now ex's house where none of them watched Survivor, and I'm just watching this, just losing my mind, and I want to talk about it, but no one understands it, Michelle. All right, no one understands what's going on, and I was losing it. And also, fun fact about the season: the very first season I ever podcasted about, with Chris and Kern on the Nullified Take. Who would have thought, right? 3 years. This season came out 3 years ago, Michelle.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely mind blowing. And now so you have George swinging the idol around his head, and I feel like this might be the best idol play probably of all time, right? And I'll explain why. Because George knows that Simon and Steve's votes are going on to him, right? He knows that Geordie and Fraser voted for Stevie, right? So to force Simon on making the decision whether or not to let Stevie go or not, George has to play his idol. Because if George doesn't play it, then it's like, well, maybe George goes, maybe he doesn't. Just roll all the dice, right? But George, he doesn't need to play the idol because he knows he's safe, but he's using it as an offense to force Simon into an impossible position here, where it's either he gives up his idol to save Sneaky Steve, and there's an extra number in the game, but he's still on the bottom, or it keeps the idol from himself and he keeps on trying to survive. What would you do in the spot, Michelle, if you're Simon? Would you save your only ally that hasn't betrayed you, or would you keep a hold on the idol?
Jeez. It's so early. So early in the game. I'd love to keep my idol. Wouldn't want to use it. But actually, that would never happen to me because I never only have one ally. So I can't even imagine that.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you wouldn't make it past the first episode. So I know this must be quite hard for you to imagine.
I never have just one ally. Kidding me?
But if everyone's turned on you, everyone who you thought was your allies turned on you, and you had the decision to either save your last ally left or keep a hold on your idol, which one would you choose?
Keep my idol. They've gone.
Keep your idol?
Yeah. Because I'd probably be on next if I haven't convinced them all not to vote me out. But there's always a chance. Whereas if I save him, then or her, then I'm gone next, or they're gone next. It's just, I don't know. It's inevitable, isn't it? If we're in the minority. Yeah. But I'd never be in the minority. This doesn't happen to me.
It would happen all the time, Michelle. I can just imagine it.
I'm not.
But at least I know.
Good. But with hypotheticals, because I'm a woman and I twist things around and I change them to how they would be, and so I can't.
Can I just say
it would never happen in my life. What?
Can I just say, at least I know now that if I'm ever in a situation like this with you, I know I'm stuffed because you're taking the selfish path. You're throwing me to the curb. I can't rely on you, Michelle. I would never be able to.
If we're in Traders, I would back you. But Survivor, you're gone. I can back someone on Traders if their back's against the wall, but Survivor, you want to get
what's the difference?
Oh, different games.
Yeah. No. What is the difference between backing a friend in Traders?
You can subtly do it in Traders. You can subtly defend someone without putting target on yourself. Survivor, here's an idol. I'm protecting my alliance member. I mean, it's right out there. It's not subtle. It's there.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be ride or dies, Michelle. What happened to us? You went on a cruise ship, and now we're no longer ride or dies anymore. What are you podcasting with another podcaster? What's happening, Michelle?
Jesus. Okay, on a Reddit game, I will be your ride or die.
Okay. only for Reddit. I'll quickly write that down so I know for the future. But anyways, we've got way off topic.
Totally.
I do think it's a very interesting. I do think it is a very interesting discussion point because if you save an ally, there's always a number for you, right? And we kind of saw with like Luke and Janine, they're also on the bottom after David went, but they're in the final four together, right? Because they divided, they conquered, they heavily trusted each other. They've like voted separately at times, because they always had each other's backs. So they're always keeping each other's names out of the loop. But I think in this case, with like George is so obviously running things with like Shani, which we haven't chatted too much about Shani, right? But I'll get into it in a hot second. We've got an obvious trio of George, Shani, Liz, and then you have like Geordie, who's just stabbed you in the back. Like I feel like it's actually much harder to flip someone over at that point. So maybe keeping the idol in the spot would be the better play. But it's so hard though. So hard.
And using an idol later, like if it was closer to the end and you really needed the numbers, I could possibly use an idol on my alliance member. But right at the beginning, no.
Yeah, and we do see
you see it all the time in Survivor. People don't play their idols on their alliance partner early on in the game. It's usually when it's the meaty end.
And another interesting talking point I do want to bring up is the idea of shields, right? So I guess moving forward, I guess off the Fraser tribal. So Shani at the very start wants to keep George around. She's fighting tooth and nail to keep George around because he's the perfect shield for her, for Geordie, for Simon. All arrows are aiming at George, not so much everyone else, right? Obviously, George takes him out before they can take him out. She takes out, he doesn't play a part in taking out Geordie, but I do think that would have happened before the swap anyways if George had his way. He takes out Shani, obviously. He takes out Haley. He eventually is able to take out like Simon. And the question has to be asked, Michelle, is shields even worth it? If you see Boss and Rob, they're on the beach, why not just take him out? He's going to be a problem. Yes, he's a great target, great shield, but he will always be a problem for you. Why not just take that shot?
I think you have to keep your shield till merge, and then you hopefully get enough numbers to get rid of your shield. I think you need them till merge.
But the hard thing is, right, is that obviously they keep George around till merge, and he's there the end game, and they aren't. And I feel like it's just a testament to how great of a game player George is. But I think when it comes to shields, I don't know. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, why even have a shield? Like,
it depends what kind of shield it is. If it's a crazy player kind of shield, they're very, you can't even tell what they're going to do. Then I find that kind of shield is better than having a very high strategic kind of shield, or even a physical shield is better than a strategic shield. Somebody's winning all the immunity challenges, or good at the immunity challenges before merge.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think strategic shields, like, just take them out. But if it's like Jonathan from season 42, then I'm like, oh yeah, he's fine. Or Simon or Lockie or something, someone who will physically always be a shield because of just challenges. The more easier to work around than a player like George or even David, right? If David's out there, like, you just won't be able to fully trust them, so you might as well just take them out.
However, it's always good having a strategic shield because they're the ones that could pull you closer. If you're not doing very well and you are in the minority, a strategic shield is always better to get to merge with them than to let them go, because sometimes you might not be able to get there by yourself. You need the strategy more. I mean, you can be strategic enough by yourself, but you need more than one. You need numbers.
Yeah. And obviously hindsight's 2020, but does Shani need George? I feel like George needed Shani, But I don't think Shani needed George.
But did she have strong alliances with, I mean, besides Liz?
It seems like she was
strong with Flick.
Yeah, she was also pretty tight with Geordie as well, to the point where she literally hands him an idol during the tribe swap phase as well. Mm. I feel like Shani put her onto any tribe and she's going to be able to, just gel with as many people as she can, right? Even in Australia versus the world, which might have been her like weakest game, she still makes it to top 5, right? Yeah. And so I think Shani, maybe strategically she's not up there with like the George and the Davids and stuff, but I think socially she outplays him a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we might as well just move on out to poor Geordie, right? Another huge casualty in the pre-merge where Shani, she finds 2 idols and she hands Geordie one of them because they're going to tribal council. Liz finds an idol as well. So Geordie and Liz are both immune. And I believe this was the episode where Simon has handed over his cookie idol, like, to Sean as well. And Sean's given it to Flick. So Simon's pretty much just given up his own idol. And Geordie still goes home, Michelle. Why didn't he play it? Why didn't he play it?
I don't know. The fans were really angry about this one because they really love Geordie. Geordie had a big backing. I don't know. I don't know why people play the way they play sometimes. It's frustrating. But they don't see what we see. They don't see the other conversations. So they don't really know what's going on all the time. I mean, I'd be totally paranoid and want to play my idol. If I had an idol, I want to play it and then go out and find it again for the next night and play it again. Yeah.
I think it also really depends what position you're in. Like if you sorry. I literally came back from work only like half an hour, 47 minutes ago. So when you're at the bottom and you have an idol, votes coming your way. My thing is always just play it. It's better to play it, and then because you can always find another idol, right? Yeah. You can always find another one. But if you're in like the middle of the tribe or like the top of the tribe, I feel like it's like you want to try to keep hold of your idol for like a rainy day, right? You don't just want to be like randomly playing it, right? But Geordie, he feels like he can pull in Haley and Nina, but there's only 4 out of 8, and he knows that Simon's not really with him. So I'm just not really sure what the math was. But apart from that, I love Geordie this season. I know a lot of people didn't really like him in Blood versus Water because he was like the main character apart from Mark and Sam, and everyone found him kind of annoying. But what's your thoughts on Geordie this season?
Quite a few people have wanted, because of the way he played, people have wanted him back. They say if there's a second Australia versus World, they wouldn't mind having Geordie there. They want to see him again. I think he was a player who, he did quite a bit. He was very entertaining, and that sort of player is someone who can return in the future, and actually the fans want him to. So hopefully he does.
Yeah. And besides Liz, Shani had good social games with Simon and Geordie. But the hard part was no way Simon doesn't take Stevie farther than Liz. Shani wants Liz longer than Stevie. Yeah, exactly. And also a great comment here from Gabe. Allies you usually want to keep over an idol, but Simon would only go back with Stevie versus everyone else. Geordie was fun here and tried to do something different. He could have done bro thing, but said screw that. You always got to try different stuff. That's what I love about these game players. But
yeah,
Michelle, we've talked about slightly before. We get the reveal of the cookie idol, where Simon hands it to Sean for Sean's trust, to the point where they don't even split on Simon in case of like Geordie and Liz play their idol. They split on Sam instead, creating an enemy with Sam. Then Sean hands the idol to Flick, and then Flick plays the idol and it's fake. They out Simon at the challenge. And just what a great moment. Like, once again, I feel so bad for Simon, but it's just
so sad. Like, he didn't know, and everyone's angry at him, and he didn't do anything. He just didn't know. And it's so sad.
Yeah. And like, there's obviously like that great, like, I guess, screenshot of Simon being like, this day sucks. And he's got like his head down, it's like raining, he's like shirtless and stuff. It's like, like, I feel so bad for Simon, because how do you try and explain your way out of that? Like, I still don't even understand how he made merge this season. Obviously, there was a non-eliminators to try to keep on like winning challenges, but like, yeah, exactly. Simon was clueless and pissed off all the heroes, but he pissed them off by trying to help them. And I felt like this was Simon's game for the longest time. He tried to help people. He tried to make a team, make a community, and move forward. And there'll just be small stuff like this where he really tries, but it blows up in his face.
I know. Poor guy. I'm hoping he does really well on this new season.
I think he does really well in this season. But, you know, we can talk more about that, I guess, once we do get towards the end of this. It's actually really funny. In my head, I was like, oh, this season will only be like an hour-long chat, and it's currently 50 minutes, and we haven't even made the merge yet.
You've got 10 minutes left, Mucky. 10.
10.
How are you going to get through this?
I just in my head, while I was at work, I was like, oh, I want to be an hour. It's fine. But it's never fine, Michelle. I need a binder like yours and make...
I don't. I throw these papers away when I finish and hope the hell you don't say, oh, can we just add this extra bit in at the end? And I'm like,
yeah, and Michelle, like, I actually didn't really like how we did the season rankings. Can we just like redo them?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
and
when I do Amazing Race ones, and I have the paraphernalia in here, I have the bits and pieces, and then I learn a song or a dance. And if someone ever wants another one, I'm like, no, we've done that episode. Continue on.
And I just have the spicy food.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a great episode. That was a great
everyone.
recap.
No one knows what we're talking about. Okay.
No. Anyways, Sneaky Steve. Look,
is he still here?
Sneaky Steve, are you on the chat? Please let us know. But I can't say heartbreaking elimination. Like, I genuinely teared up when watching this, because very similar with the Fraser Tribal Council, right? Where it's like Stevie's done nothing wrong. He's just caught in the crossfires, right? And you can see that moment where like Simon tells Steve, sorry, mate, I can't save you here. It's like he's helpless. He can't do anything. It's just so heartbreaking to see. And thankfully he survives that. But with this, so pretty much Flicker's done a really great job insulating herself with Shawnee. And Shawnee wants to keep Flick, but George is like, no, Flick's going to flip straight back to like Sean and the meat train stuff. You can't trust Flick, but Shawnee's like, nah, I won't. I believe they even threatened to play an idol on Flick as well, which is just stupid. And so they kind of have to decide between Matt or Sneaky Steve. And I feel like at the time they made the wrong move, but obviously in hindsight they made the right move, because Matt sticks with him regardless. But just what a sad, stupid elimination, right? It was like I felt like there's no real reason to get rid of Stevie here. It was just Shawnee. Like, while I'll always heavily praise Shawnee because I think she's a great player, she heavily misstepped here.
Oh yeah. I mean, Steve's loyal. Like, he's a loyal number. If you've got him in your alliance, he's there. So it's just a bit sad. Yeah.
And anyways, here comes the rant about Sneaky Steve, Michelle. I love Sneaky Steve, and it started all the way back in 2018 when season 3 came out, the very first episode. We're searching for idols in the, do you recall like the opening challenge, how you won like the large sacks of like rewards and stuff? He was just like searching through all of them in front of everyone. He's like running up and down the beach trying to find everything, and he only gets saved because Matt Dyson decides to blow up his own game.
Yeah.
And then straight away, he insulates himself like with Benji, who becomes one of the greatest one-time players, with Zach, Robbie. He's like a core part of the alliance, and they snipe him out just because he's not as like they wanted to take a shot at Zach, but they need him for muscle. Really?
He worked well, Steve, putting himself in there so quickly after, being on the bottom, and then all of a sudden he's in and he's fine, and it all feels great, and he's such a nice guy.
He's such a great guy. And then even in this season, like Gabe, I know you brought it up a bit earlier when it came to talking about what's the name with Simon, when Simon got casted as the villain, Simon really plays it up as the villain, right? we haven't even talked about it. He burns George's hat after trial rehearsal, which is just great. But speaking of Sneaky Steve, I remember when it got announced that he was on the cast, everyone was like, why was Sneaky Steve here? I was one of the only people on the internet that was like, yes, I'm so glad he's back, to the point where I made a theme song for Sneaky Steve. Now, this one has a bit more, like, not as much flavor as one I had with Eileen, because the one with Eileen was pure emotion. It was heartbreak, it was heartful, you know. And then obviously the Need You Now one that we did, you know, together, that one's just pure talent from her end, and I've no talent whatsoever. So it was kind of it was like a love story almost, the Need You Now. But this one, I feel like was true talent and beauty in all of its passion, right? I'm gonna play it for you, Michelle. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, my earphones are still connected. So let me just sorry, my earphones are still connected to my phone because I came back from work and just logged into the Okay, right, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Sneaky Steve, all time, every time, Sneaky Steve. Where's Steve? Who's Steve? What's Steve? It's Sneaky Steve.
Did you hear any of that?
Yeah, is that the Dora the Explorer theme?
Yeah.
Sneaky Steve, all time, every time, Sneaky Steve. Where's Steve?
Who's Steve? What's Steve? It's
It's
Sneaky
Sneaky
Steve.
Steve.
Oh
I actually
my
played
God,
this for him.
Hilarious.
I played this for him at I played this for him at the watch party where we first met Michelle.
Oh,
and
really?
Sneaky Steve was there. I was like, Sneaky Steve, I gotta tell you, I'm a big fan of you. I made this song about you when you last played.
And did he just go, okay, hi, Michelle, help?
Yeah, he put a restraining order on me straight away. You know, like no, Steve was great. No, Steve, if you're still here, I absolutely adore you, Steve. Yeah, such a great, fun person, and he really leaned into the villainous role as well. You know, the sneakiness of it, and like Sneaky Steve is one of those players where you can tell that he's just having fun every step of the way. I feel like some people take it too seriously, some people don't care enough, but Sneaky Steve has so much fun with this game, and I'd love to see a third chance from him. I don't know what season that would be. Hopefully Australia vs. the World 2, but I love Steve.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
very cool. And he comes to all the watch parties.
Yeah. Anyway, it's an hour in. We've just made merge. Well, I feel like the merge will be pretty easy to wrap up. George is in full control.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
And that's pretty much that's it. George is in full control.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's in full control. He's strategy king, and this is where, you know, I think a lot of the times US Survivor lacks this sort of huge strategic mind. They haven't had a huge strategic mind for a while. They have people who sort of bring out some moves, coast along, but not someone who's literally thinking as they sleep. You know, he's huge. This is what I love watching Australia versus World, because they were all strategic minds just going at each other, and it was amazing. And I'm not saying the others don't have strategy, but yeah, he controlled the game.
Sorry, I've been told off by Mr. Gabe here, Michelle. We haven't talked about Mr. Benjamin.
Which Benjamin?
Gabe really liked him. I believe he's the author.
And Law.
Yeah, Benjamin Law.
Yes. Yeah, I think he was dealt a bad hand. I'd really like to see him play again, actually.
Well, you say that, right? Like I from what I've heard of Ben, he sounds like a great guy, right? And I mean, no disrespect to him whatsoever, right? But he was on the bottom of the Heroes tribe. He's fully aware that he had to play an idol to save himself, right? He's like, I understood this move trying to push the votes onto Shani, so maybe he wouldn't have to play an idol, but he plays it anyways. And I'm the kind of guy who's like, if you're playing your idol anyways, why not just take a shot at one of the meat tray? I don't know if people would have been on board for going for the meat tray, or maybe like a Flick or a Nina, someone on the outskirts of that, right? Or even like a Paige. Take a shot at Paige here, right? And then as tribe swap. Actually, oh my god, I forgot to mention my favorite confessional from George this season, and it's after that idol out Page, and everyone's coming up to him and Johnny saying they want to be like a double agent, and George is like, and here comes the conga line of everyone want to be the double agent. Everyone's coming to me, save me, sire, save me.
Yes,
that's my favorite confessional from George's season. I need to find.
Good.
I don't know if there is one for Australia versus the world. I would have to kind of rewatch maybe like his highlights or something to see if I have a favorite confessional there. But my favorite confessional from him and Brains versus Braun one was at the final 5, I think, and he's overhearing Haylene Way or something. And he says, as I lay there in the cow poo infested grass, I realized I'm in some pretty deep shit tonight.
Yes.
I love that as well. And Shush looking for underwater idols at a moment. That's a callback and a half. I think with Ben at the tribe swap, if he flipped on the heroes, because he knows he was like at the bottom, right, with Jerry, but it seems like they just couldn't work together. I think if he flips with Jerry and he's with like George, Shawnee, and Sneaky Steve,
yeah,
that would have been the best play, but he decides to stick with the heroes even though knowing he's at the bottom. And that's where I kind of like lost it with Ben a wee bit. It's like, why are you still trying to work with the team when you were the majority vote? If that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
But then again, I do agree he was always dealt a bad hand, especially on the starting tribe. I think like a second chances or even like a return of the Outcast pretty much for his post-merge season. I'd like to see Mr. Ben come back and play, but that was just my only qualms with Ben.
Yeah.
All right. Any other final thoughts on the pre-merge before we move on?
No.
Anything you want to call it, Michelle?
Someone else says something.
No. All right. Well, let's go straight into the merge. So George is in control of everything.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you all next week. I don't know. No. It's so funny because, like, as you mentioned, Michelle, on why you like Australian Survivor a bit more than American Survivor is that we get, like, for example, the Flick photo off, right? We have the majority of George, Simon and George are now working together for like a peace treaty. And it's still such a fun episode, you know? And like, it's so obvious that one of the 4 people on the bottom are going home, but because of all these great characters, like Matt's now talking himself up as a villain. It's like, yeah, I'm a lifeguard, but I ain't saving you from drowning, you know? And it's just people just having fun.
Yeah.
And playing with the theme, playing with the cast and stuff. And I'm actually starting to watch some of the new era seasons I haven't seen before season 50. And it's just that fun is just not there.
There's no fun
You know what I mean?
in the US seasons. Yeah. I mean, just in the names of the tribes alone, like not the tribes, the alliances, you know, the meat trays, the vigilantes, the Spice Girls, like you have nothing of that over in the US. Like where is the fun alliance names? Like you don't have to have them, but it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Was it the shiz as well between Shawnee and Liz? That was pretty great. But we got to talk about such a great iconic vote off, right? Where Simon, who wins the final 10 immunity, and he's like, all right, here's my time to take my shot at George. However, Haley is also wanting to take a shot at George, right?
Yeah.
However, George, because he's an absolute mastermind, figures out that Simon's no longer with them. So they tell him a fake plan, and they're going to put their votes onto Sam, right? Now, Sean has an idol at this point, and then Nina finds an idol as well. So 75% of the minority are now immune. But however, Haley tells Sean and Nina the right plan, right? And where to play the idol on to then take out George. So then Haley can then be in control of the alliance. But since she's not committing the same way as Simon, they believe Simon and not Haley. So they play 2 idols. Sean and Nina are immune, Simon is immune, but they voted for Sam and Sam goes home.
Yeah.
Crazy odds. 75% chance of getting it right, and they don't get it right.
I like it when there's so many idols in play and it's just a bit of a mess. I mean, a lot of people don't like, then they say there's so many idols, go back to having just one idol. But I like it when there's a lot, except for when it's Sari and all that happened. But otherwise, I don't mind like having two.
Yeah, well, it's a see, here's the thing when it comes to Sari, right? I'll always defend this, right? With Game Changers, all the idols were found pre-merge. There was one idol on each camp for the 3 tribes when they swapped, and Ty just found 2 of them, Troyzan found 1. And then Sarah got the legacy advantage, which was found on the first day. So it's like with that, I'm like, yes, that is okay, because it's not like here are 3 idols per tribe now. You go, it's not like that. It's like they're all found pre-merge, 1 per each tribe. It's just very unfortunate circumstance. But you can tell the production, the American production anyways, really likes that, because what's the next several themes? It's Ghost Island, Advantage Galore, Island of the Idols, here are all the idols, Age of Extinction, here are all these random extra votes you can give to people and stuff. You get what I mean? It's like, while people look at that, it's like that was a travesty. At least that was more genuine than what's happening now, which is where everyone just gets given an idol these days. But anyways, American Survivor ran over, but we're not here to talk about bloody American Survivor. We're here to talk about one of the greatest seasons and probably in Survivor history, especially with the Hall of Fame and just marked like on the world. Nina and Sean felt too burnt by Haley. They couldn't really believe it anymore. That was exactly it, because she flipped on them the second she could. Michelle, did you buy any of the promos that? Because I felt all preseason long it was George versus Haley, and then the one promo was like, it's David versus Goliath, Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know that Darth Vader was a good guy in the end, right? But yeah.
Look, you take any promo with a grain of salt. A lot of them have like 4 or 5 survivors on the screen. Who is going next?
Yeah, what are these 5 people are going home? Gosh.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it in our All-Star one, but there was one where it's like one of these 4 people will go home, and it was like Nick, Phoebe, or David, and then Matt, and then it was Matt's tribe. They went to tribal council. It's like, oh, geez, I wonder who's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy.
Yeah, so a spoiler there.
Yeah. But yeah, and straight after this is where George finds out that the Spice Girls are actually the Shiz, and he blindsides Shani here at the final night with an idol in her pocket as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you find out there's a 2 in your 3, that's not good.
Yeah. And also Shani found her 3rd idol as well. You know how crazy to find 3 idols in one season. And it's an interesting one. Right? Oh, just really quick. Hello, Survivor Twists. Hope you all are doing good. Hope you're doing good, brother. And I just found out French Survivor's also doing a Heroes vs. Villains in 2026. Random fact. Crazy. Yeah. Hopefully that works out really, really well. I don't know enough French to understand it fluently, but I can count from 1 to 40 in French, Michelle.
Really? I can do 1 to 10, 20. I know Van is 20, but why to 40?
Yeah.
Oh, Trump is 30, so I don't know 40. I don't know what 40 is.
I believe it was Cahont was 40.
So why do you know this?
Oh, I took French in like my first year of high school, and then I never went back to it. And then one of my best mates is French Canadian, and his parents during like I guess the COVID era was actually the first flat I was ever with, because they were like moving back to Canada, but his dad and his youngest brother couldn't like move over, so I just like flatted with them before I then found like a proper flat. I learned a wee bit of French there, and
nice.
Yeah, crazy fun fact. Yeah, if only I learned how to say that in French, then I'd sound super fancy. But no, I don't. And yeah, it was the right call here. Shani in X interview said her next target to vote out was George. Was going to use the idol to make it happen. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's hard because I feel like this is where George's game started to unravel from a bit, because from this point kind of onwards, I was starting to think, okay, who is George going to the end with? Right? Who's taking George to the end? Because, love George, he's such a phenomenal player, but he can't win a challenge unless if it's for KFC. Right? And
wasn't that iconic?
I mean, he has won another challenge on the first episode of Australia vs. the World, where they went down the slide and threw the sandbag. He won against Tommy in that one. So I guess he's won two challenges now. But
individual immunity challenge. You did win the KF. Or was it?
No, there was an award.
Reward, so it wasn't individual immunity.
No. I think he was one of the players safe in the first Brains vs. Brawn, where at the final 9 they did the first 5 people to complete it are immune or something.
Yeah.
I think he was immune there, but like he's never had a necklace around him, right? Yeah. And for me, this was when I started to see that George was going to be the fallen angel of the season, right? Because Shawnee's now, as Gabe says, Shawnee's starting to look at taking him out. So she's not a viable option to sort of go to the end with. Liz was probably going to take him out at some point near the end. As
Hayley's taking him out.
Hayley's now starting to take him out. And I don't know, I just started to see that, like, how is George going to do this? This was George's season to win or lose. And as the numbers went down, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, like he's trying to win Sean over, but then that's when Hayley, how funny was it when Hayley flips her vote to Sean from Simon and he goes instead, and George is like, Hayley, Nina, she flipped her vote, she's like destroyed, and he firmly believed it was Nina, but it was actually Hayley all along. And but with George, like I just struggled to see how he made it to the end, because I felt like his numbers, his people, were getting smaller and smaller, and the chances of people actually taking him were getting smaller and smaller as well. Like, did you think that there was a chance George could have won this season, despite all of his closest allies and friends starting to go here?
Yeah, look, if the 3 guys would have stuck together, vote out Liz at Final 4, I think it definitely would have won. Yeah, I don't know. But Jerry was with George.
Yeah.
But Matt didn't want to be with George. So it's
Matt was always going to take him out, Even if it was like a final 2 instead of a final 3. Like, we'll also talk more about it towards the end, but Matt played the perfect game for a final 2, but not for a final 3. So, and a commentator from Survivor Tours, who would have George won against? He wins against everyone.
Yeah.
I think Simon was his only Simon and Shawnee were his only competition for maybe taking out a win. But everyone else, I think he wins against. And I think that's why Hayley...
Maybe Simon, but George can speak better. So I think George would have still won.
I think... Simon. But I wonder if maybe the story of Simon might have been like his underdog story and whatnot. I feel like that might have equaled George's game in a weird way. Not like equaled in terms of like mastermind level and being in control, but it's literally like 2 sides of a coin: the underdog and like the top dog, right? And Shawnee, she was there every step of the way with George, so I feel like she might have maybe taken a few votes away from him. Socially, I feel like she was maybe a bit more connected than George was, so maybe Shawnee potentially edges out George there. But apart from those 2, like obviously what inspires Hayley to try to take him out is because Hayley knows if she goes in with him, she's gonna lose. Yeah. So
it's his turn. I mean, he played a better game than she did. I mean, just that episode 7 alone.
Yeah. I mean, episode 7 alone.
I think it'd be really hard for anyone to win against George.
Is that the best episode of Australian Survivor? Or Survivor period? The episode
Best
7?
Best Tribal Council. I don't know whether it's the best episode. God, I love the episode where Ray and Ferris were pulling the wool over everyone's eyes, and Ray's on the ground pretending to be so sick, and he's totally fine. That was pretty good. That was a great episode.
Yeah, probably like my favorite tribal council, or no, so my favorite episode might be the one where Daisy gets taken out in All Stars with David, because I feel like it's just so, like, even though you know that Daisy's going home the entire time, it's just so beautifully crafted. However, the tribal council for episode 7 is one of the most like jaw-dropping, on the edge of your seat moments you ever watched. Yeah.
See, that's the best tribal council. Christie's season 1 final immunity challenge. That's the most epic for me. Episode. I love Ray's episode. I'd have to, if we were rating episodes, that'd be really hard because I'd have to watch like 1,000 of them again, and I can't do that.
Is that our next project, Michelle? We're going to rewatch every single episode. We're going to rank every episode. We're going to rank every single. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine that?
Stop. That's like 260. How many episodes are there? Are there 24 episodes in a season?
Some episodes. Some seasons were 26.
Yeah, like we're talking 250 episodes. I'm not doing that. I need a life.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to rank every single episode, every single tribal council, every single player. Can you imagine that? Every single player ranked.
No.
Can you imagine doing that, Michelle?
Survivor Twist has asked the question.
Do you think a juror removal twist is good TV? No.
No.
I hate the twist.
No, I hate it. Hate it. Of all the things, you get yourself on Survivor. Just get yourself on. You get yourself to merge. You get yourself on the jury, and then you're told to go home. No. I don't care. I don't think it's even good TV because a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's just bad taste of the production to do that.
Yeah. Just overall just not really a fan of this twist. You know, like I think once you're on the jury, just stay on the jury. It's the best alternative to not have a redemption twist. But see, I don't really see it's hard because when you're this late into the game, redemption twists are nothing. I think like Redemption Island, I think the reason why Redemption Island is not a good twist is because on Blood vs. Water was the only season with it that had a tribe swap. I think you got to have tribe swaps to like mix up like the pairing stuff because otherwise it's tribe versus tribe, right? So the dynamics aren't that interesting, right? Like Edge of Extinction, I feel like it works, but only in the pre-merge or on an all-star season. But when you have people like, we saw it with Simon Black during like the final 7. We saw it with Steve in season 3 as well. We saw it with like Nina and Simon in this season, right? Where Nina gets taken out. It was supposed to be Simon, but there's like Nina instead. And then who's the next two to go is Simon and Nina anyways, right? So I feel like having redemption challenges this late into the game is kind of nothing because you know what your path to the very end is going to be. But I mean, I don't know, Michelle, like what is a non-elim twist that you can think of that might be a good one to have this late into the game?
This late?
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't know. You can just not have an elimination. I don't think a twist would be received well.
Yeah. Something that's maybe like in season 1 where they did like the 3 award challenges like back to back to back. Maybe have like a late night reward challenge or something like that, maybe for like an advantage, but I don't know. It's a hard one. But let's talk about Haley though. We haven't really chatted too much about her. She's the only winner, Michelle, to make it past their first tribal council since coming back.
Yes. And not a and
you can't say it's just because of Rogue, because she makes it a lot further than Rogue. All right.
No. She didn't play a whole game. I'm always got her a bit lower than all the other winners because she didn't play a whole game. She went to redemption. She came back. Yes, I kudos to her for getting past and getting through so many rounds without getting voted out.
But do you think, even though she got voted out and she came back, that's part of a Australian Survivor or not, but don't you think that who are coming back and lasting way longer than any other winner has on a returnee season, including the Golden God himself on Australia vs. the World. Don't you think that puts a little bit more of an edge to her as like a winner as a player?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, kudos to her for getting through and not getting voted out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to give it to her.
But I do feel like her hands were really tied throughout the season, similar to what we're talking about with Miss Bean being dealt a bad hand. I felt like Hayley was dealt a really bad hand this season because she's on the Heroes tribe and no one wants to play. Right? Everyone's in like the meat tray group, everyone's kind of like staying there and stuff. It's a tribe swap. Like the villains are shattered, so she can't even really use them as numbers, right? So she's kind of coasting along and just waiting until she gets with George. And then we saw like the start of the merge, having so much fun together, like playing, like blindsiding people, fighting people out. But Hayley's realizing that she can't win against George, but George is just so well insulated and so many people's like final plans. And she tries to make a move on him, it backfires and she gets taken out instead.
Yeah, she should have waited till a bit later, maybe. There's too many people around, too many voices can say, oh, to George, Hayley did this, Hayley did that, and said this. You know, when there's too many people around, you really have to be guarded.
Yeah. And I would love to see Hayley a third time. Australia vs. the World, I was kind of hoping she'd be on it, right? Like, I believe I spoke about this with, like, Speaking Llama, but can you imagine if we swapped Sarah and Janine for, like, Hayley and Brooke or, like, Hayley and Sian?
Yeah.
Like, that would have been already the Australian tribe is great, but can you imagine, like, with Hayley on there as well? That would have been even more, like, top tier.
Yeah, it'd be good if there's a second season.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
There's a couple of questions over here. Survivor Choice 1002. Have you ever done a juror gets 2 votes? Have they ever done? No, they haven't. Well, not in English, South African, Aussie, or US.
They did this in Survivor Finland for Tommy's season, actually. Heartbreaking story. But pretty much what happened was that, okay, so Michelle, you've already had your rant about her, but she's up there with like Roga's Nikki Steve as one of my favorite players. But it was the fans versus favorite season, and they had this lady who quitted at the final 4 the first time she played, and then she came back and she quits again at the final 4. Queen, lover, iconic, right? Her name is Verpi, I believe, but since she quitted at the final 4, she was not allowed on the jury. And it was the final 2 that season. I think the merge was like at 9. So it was like a 6-person jury, right? So there was a challenge where one of the finalists got to win an extra vote that they could give to any jury member at the final tribal council. And the guy who won over Tommy, he pretty much gave it to this player who literally said that he was like a father to her. So it's like, well, I wonder where, she's voting. And that's how Tommy lost 4-3.
Yeah.
Because of the extra vote, Tommy came second.
Shouldn't have
crazy.
done that. It's so bad.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, and Hayley's the best Australian Survivor female winner. Yeah, I would agree with that. What do you think about that, Michelle?
I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. I mean, she's obviously better than Liz, better than Pia, better than Shane.
Yeah. And Christy, isn't that the only other female?
Is it? Is that the only one?
I guess you got Parvati, but, she doesn't really count.
Oh, no, Parvati doesn't count. Well, Parvati's way better than Hayley anyway. Look, I hold Hayley a bit in lesser regard because she went out and she came back. So she's probably even with Christy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a huge claim to be the best player.
Yeah. And Hayley could have survived her vote out. Nina wanted to make a plan with her, but she said in an ex-interview, just wanted to sleep instead of listen to me. I mean, look, it's hard. You got to sleep, Gabe. Michelle, how do you cope without sleeping?
Oh, I can sleep like this. gone.
Actuals.
I'd be fine. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that
I mean, it
can
would
wait.
probably be broken sleep, but I'd be able to sleep. But if someone wanted to talk to me strategy, I would talk strategy and then go to sleep. Like, that's
So what
ridiculous.
you're saying is that I can call you at any time of the night, be like, Michelle, I need to talk to you about something.
Look,
and you'd be
it's
fine with
okay. I've had people, someone from America call me when they thought the Amazing Races were coming into Sydney Airport at 6 a.m. and can I get there? And it's 2 a.m. now. And like, I've had people ring me for crazy things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Right. I also write the note down. Anything crazy that happens, call Michelle.
Yeah. Prove it, Michelle. There's a bed right there. You know what? Survivor Twist. I can, and everyone knows it. I can go to sleep during the day. I can get up, like if my kids have to go to school and say I'm sick or something, I can go back to bed. But I got up this morning because I had to see someone really early. It was like 8:30 a.m. I'm on holidays. 8:30 is really early for me. Got up, saw them. Then I went and had a blood test, x-rayed my foot, and then I came home and I went to sleep again. Like, easy. No brainer. I can do that. Yeah, I'm not totally normal. Yeah. Sorry.
As long as I can lie down, I always be able to sleep, but I struggle to sleep. Like, I have to be really tired to sleep while like this sitting down.
On a plane?
You know?
Can you sleep on a plane?
I never sleep on planes. I never do.
I do. Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah. You lucky duck. I wish I could fall asleep. Actually, it was so funny. When I went to Canada, I experienced the same day across I experienced it like 2, maybe 3 times. August 8th, I believe. No, it was August 3rd. So August 3rd, right? My flight was like near midnight when I left to go to Canada, right? However, by the time I arrived in Vancouver, it was only like midday-ish, I believe, maybe like 1, 2 p.m. or something like that, still on August 3rd. And then when I flew there to Montreal, it was still August 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Crazy. It's weird how
I
the
don't
world
have
works.
another story like that, so I can't elongate.
Oh, no, I just hit the comment. Oh, gosh. I clicked something and the comments just disappeared. I almost had a heart attack. But anyways, next player is Simon. We lose poor Simon here.
Oh, my God. Seriously?
Yeah.
We've got 6 left. You can't do this. You need to get faster. Come on.
Yeah,
you got 1 minute on Simon. Go.
What? I love Simon. He's great. I love Simon. I love Simon. He's great. Phenomenal player. Phenomenal character. He was like the Meg of the season, which really sucks for him, but it was really great for everyone else because it just produced just phenomenal TV. Loved like everything he's done for the community. Like I've shared the story so many times, but his I don't know where his hat has gone. It's somewhere in my apartment, but the company wasn't shipping to New Zealand. And I reached out to Simon and he gave, oh my gosh. And now Michelle's just left. She's had enough of me.
Look for a hat.
Can you imagine if I did this at the same time, guys? There would be no one to talk about anything with. I don't even know where I would have put his hat.
Together. My old school.
Oh, nice.
And my snuffed hat. And I won this. Did I win it when you were there? I won it at a watch party and did one of the Survivor puzzles. And I won.
Oh, nice.
Survivor puzzle. Ow, my toe. Jesus. Yeah.
All right. I think I know where his hat is. So you keep talking and I'll just be right back.
You're looking for a hat now. You see, this is what happens. This, like, can I put it in the background there? It's under my name. You can't see it now. And he's gone. He's going to find his hat. Like, seriously? Oh, my God. There, can you see them both there? There we go. This is what I do for Amazing Race. I have, like, props during Amazing Race. So, yeah. I don't wear all my buffs, though. I've got lots of buffs, but I don't wear them. Now, what's he going to get? This happened another time, and he went and put on his Luke shirt. Do we need a Heroes versus Villains too? Yes, we do. Survivor Twists, I think, but we need a full cast, not just, there are only 11 returnees. We need a full Heroes versus Villains 2 cast of players, not newbies. We need to do it like the US. Like Heroes versus Villains US is my second favorite season. I loved it so much. I should watch it again, actually. It's really good. And where's he gone? He's probably gone for a sleep. He came straight from work. See, why doesn't he have his sound on so he can keep talking? Mucky, you can hear me. Like, what? All right, Survivor Twist or Gabe, ask me another question. Is there another question you have? I'd like to have another one because he's just gone. Yeah. Oh, guess what? Survivor came up on the cruise in the trivia. There was reality trivia. And I thought, great, I've got this in the bag. But I don't watch a lot of other trivia shows. Like I don't watch Love Island and things like that. But Survivor came up in, I think, 3 questions. And yeah, it was fun. I got them all right. There's your snuff tap.
Nice. There's my snuff tap. Also signed.
I see. Mine's not signed.
Signed right there.
Yeah.
Really funny story. I mean, it's not that funny. It's actually kind of sad. On the day that my girlfriend and I broke up was the same day this had arrived, and was the same day Chris and I did a deep dive with Sneaky Steve.
Oh, a good and a bad day all at once.
Yeah. If you actually go back, I'll have to show you off stream, Michelle. But if you literally go back, you can see how black my eyes are. From just it's actually really sad. But when I look back, it's pretty funny. You know, that I'm like, I'm so excited to get to Sneaky Steve, but then also like my eyes are just black, just all the way down here from just a terrible day.
Survivor Twist asked someone. God, there's so many questions there. Okay, would any of the newbies return if we did a Heroes versus Villains 2? Any of the newbies return? I'm just looking at the newbies who are in this cast.
I can only see Liz,
Ben,
and Matt.
And Matt. Yeah, that's probably it from the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else would return. Simon had a fun Charlie Brown story arc this season. He's become one of the biggest underdog characters in the series now. Well, let's quickly talk about Simon Michelle. And oh my gosh, what's she doing now? I
had to sit on the chair properly because I went searching for the damn hat. And now I've bent my toe twice during this now, and I've got sharp pains running through this toe.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Anyway.
If only you had a drink to wash it all down, you know?
Yeah, nothing, because you won't stop the podcast so I can actually get one.
Sorry. Sorry, Michelle.
What are we up to? Do
you want to quickly grab a drink? I'll ramble on if you want to grab a quick drink. Okay.
No, where are we up to?
But anyway, we're up to Simon. No.
Simon.
No. Really quick, Simon. Quick thoughts. Redemption. Go. How far you reckon he makes it?
Merge. He's after merge.
Yeah.
He's after merge. That's all I can pinpoint, I think.
Yeah. I actually have a weird feeling this season is the season similar with like Edge of Extinction, where like the newbies start to gang up on the returning players, but I think Simon still makes a merge. I think he's one of like the last survivors of let's get the returnees out, you know? But we'll talk more about that once we get more information on redemption and whatnot. So, anywho, next vote out is Nina Twine, the first ever Twine to win individual immunity. Michelle?
Yeah.
And ironically, it's a challenge where you have to sit down and squat. It's like,
look, I'm glad she had another chance at the game.
Yeah.
You know, she needed it. A lot of people wanted her to have another chance. So I'm glad.
Yeah. What about a third chance? I feel like Nina's a very interesting player, which is not like a flashy player, but overall, she's just a good player. Like, I would always say she makes merge every time she plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. She's good. She's taken tips from her mum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first 2 times Sandra played, she won. First 2 times Nina played, she hasn't won. So,
Well, one time she went
yeah.
out. First time was sort of a bit of a shocker.
I mean, it just sounds like a rookie mistake if you ask me. Sandra knows to sit out of all the challenges, right? But yeah, and then obviously we get the this is where George goes out, which all I can say is what a run from George. You know, like he made Australian Survivor go global, right? You know, when he said that in Australia vs. the World, I had to think about it. I was like, I don't know, because to me, I've always had Australian Survivor, right? That's how I got hooked, and I feel like for me growing up in the Australian Survivor space, I felt like there's always been a fandom for it, but no, like it truly went viral and global because of him and what he was able to pull off this season. And I think his run on Australia vs. the World, while it might have been his weakest game overall, it does not diminish the fact that he is one of the best players in this franchise.
Definitely. Yeah. He's just amazing. What he even, the strategy he even had when he did the Amazing Race, it was just next level. People don't think of doing what he does. It's just different kind of brain going on there, and it's fantastic for a strategy game. And I'd really like to see him on Traders, but I think he'd be out pretty early. I think he'd be targeted like Tony was in US Traders.
Yeah. Have you started watching the recent American Traders?
Oh, yes. Came back from the cruise. I watched, 6 episodes of UK Traders, 3 episodes of US Traders, 3 Beast Games, 3 Alice in Borderland. What am I up to?
Oh, my gosh.
I haven't done Squid Games yet. I missed that end of last year. I'm trying to catch up before school starts. Get everything in.
I wish I had the life of you, Michelle. I'm struggling to even catch up on movies. I was like, I'm going to rewatch the Avatar franchise, and I haven't even found time to start. But
you know what? You have to find time and know that even if you go to bed at 2, I will go to sleep straight away and then wake up, and I'm fine. But if you're scared you're not going to get to sleep and you're up till 1, 2 a.m. watching shows, then I think it's another story. You've got to be able to go to sleep quick.
Well, look, it's already 12:22 a.m. for me right now, right? So so I don't think I'll be doing that tonight. I have done it to myself. Anyways, but any final words on George?
No. I like George. He's great to socialize with. He's fun person in real life as well as fun person to watch on the show, and I just love his brain.
Yeah, he's a real great thinker. And I remember when I got to meet him at Kirby's watch party, Eden and I were having a chat with him about the episode 2, the one where David goes out, just like pretty much just picking apart his brain on what he was thinking, what he was doing and stuff, and just the way he talked about the game and stuff. It's just brilliant mind, brilliant person, brilliant mind. And I hope we get to see George come back, but I hope that he waits a bit before coming back. So I kind of feel like George is at such a hiatus at the moment. Very similar like with Luke, right? One of the greatest ups for Luke is that you don't really remember his game because he played so long ago, right? You remember he's a huge character and that he's a good player, but you can't pinpoint, be like, yes, Luke's done that move, right? I hope George waits a bit before coming back, because then I feel like he's always just such a great early target. But I think if he waits for a bit, then he might be able to have another really good long run on any of the shows he does.
Yeah, so, as Survivor Twist says here, George knows how to bring entertainment, and he really does, because often, the production sort of steer them at what they want them to say or touch on, and George is like, no, I'm my own person, and I want to say what I want to say, and to hell if it's not exactly what you want. And I love that about him.
Yeah. Anyways, we're finally at the final 3, Michelle. And it's between Liz, Matt, and Jerry. And as we kind of, talked about, Matt played the best game for a final two possible. Like it's not the most entertaining game, but it's definitely a great game to make it to the very end. But like, what's weird is I feel like Matt made small moves. Liz kind of had a couple flashier ones, sort of like pre-merge. And I think it's just because Liz was more of a character than Matt was, and that's pretty much what guaranteed her the win over Matt.
Yeah. Matt wasn't as loud, I suppose, as Liz was, and Jerry certainly. But then, it was overwhelming. Everyone voted for Liz. The other two didn't even get any votes.
Yeah, and as Gabe brings up here, season dominated by returning players as the newbies that was in the finale. Yeah. Crazy to think, right? Final three, all newbies. Liz wins in a unanimous vote. Yeah, but I think Liz, with no offense to her, but I feel like she's in like the bottom portion if I had to like rank the winners, because I feel like she heavily rode the coattails of Shani and George, but she took out George at the right moment.
Yeah, I think so too. Totally. And as Survivor Twist says here, Matt makes you think of the UK winner, Matthew. Totally. I never thought of that before, but yes, very similar play.
Similar kind of players, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think Chris should have won Survivor UK, though.
Yes.
I loved Chris. I think Chris is great. And yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of Heroes vs. Villains. We've done it, Michelle. We've done it. Did you think we would have made it here? I never thought this day would have come.
No, look, not the day, the time. I never thought we'd make it to 10:30 Sydney time, which is 2 hours after I said we were going to start. So,
and it's
I'm
12,
scared for next week. Number one.
It's 12:26 a.m. for me now. Like I'm literally in the future, too, Michelle.
You are.
I'm in the 15th. Who would have thought?
What are you on Thursday? Yes.
It's Thursday already? It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This year's gone by so fast. Liz was going to the end with Shani, got lucky she was voted out and fell for Flick Trick. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like I think Shani does a great job at really cementing her alliances for like ride or dies and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I feel like I would go to the end with Shani, like it'd be like an absolutely, train wreck for you. But yeah, I feel like she's just that great at just like pulling you in, making you feel like a number one. And she really stands by her number ones. Like she literally she gave Geordie an idol and she played an idol for George. She didn't play an idol for herself this season, so. And do you guys think Jerry could have won the season at all? No.
No, I don't think so.
I think Jerry lost all chances of winning when he started to scound Simon near the very end, when Simon was trying to make Jerry make a move, and Jerry was like, my move is by working with George and doing nothing pretty much. So, yeah. No, I feel like Jerry was always going to lose. But Liz is a great physical player, willing to play sneakily. Yeah. I would like to see a Liz 2.0 because I do think that there's at least some stuff there that can make her like a pretty good player, but she just got, what is it? She was always in the shadow of George and Shani, which I think kind of hurts her as like a player and a character a bit.
Yeah.
True. And Michelle, any final thoughts on Heroes versus Villains?
Look, Heroes versus Villains, as I was saying when you were gone, Heroes versus Villains US is my second favorite season US. But this, because it wasn't all returning players, I didn't hold it in high esteem. I do like it as a season. Obviously, I think I put it second. But I'd love to see a Heroes versus Villains just returnees if Australia does it again. And put some high caliber players in there. Yeah.
See, it's a weird season for me because I feel like the season comes in waves. You've got, whenever it's like the villain stuff, it's great. But when it's the heroes, it's pretty predictable and boring, right? Like the first 3 episodes, great. The second set of 3 is all about the heroes, and it's just nothing's going on, you know? And then the third week, you've got the Fraser stuff. It's great. It's villain. Then you've got the tribe swap stuff where it's like George and Shawnee, like, you know, and then Geordie's getting taken out. It's all this drama. And then you've got the start of the merge, which is great. But I don't know, I just felt like towards near the end of the merge, like, I was able to pick up that George was going to be the fallen angel of the season, like pretty early on. And so I guess that kind of not really ruined my enjoyment, but just made the ending a bit more predictable for me. So I did rank the season a wee bit lower, but I still think it's a great season overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next week.
Yeah. Well, what are we talking about next week, Michelle? What's number 1?
Titan versus Rebels. Wrong way around.
I was hoping you would forget, and then I'll try and gaslight you into thinking it was like Blood vs. Water or something. I don't know.
Not again. Done it. God.
But yes, we'll be talking about Titans versus Rebels sometime next week. Great season. I think it definitely does deserve the number 1. I am working on something for that specific recap, so stay tuned for what.
Yeah, we'll survive
that one might be.
Are all bloggers there for the final one? Well,
I haven't even thought about that. I feel like that would be too hard.
Reddit game with like 16 squares.
Yeah.
No one would talk.
Well, I feel like that would be hard because, you know, I love them to bits, but bloody speaking llama, why do they have to live in America? Why does their time zones have to be complete opposite to ours, Michelle?
All the ones in England. Who are the ones in England?
Oh, it's Make It to Merge. Make It to Merge as well. Oh, and Bandit, he's in the UK as well.
No, we've got someone in South Africa. Who's in South Africa?
What, Richard? But
Richard.
he's really busy with family at the moment, so that's why he hasn't been able to join. But
look, I'm on holidays next week, so I can do any time during the day.
Anytime. Wow.
Well, not 3 a.m.
Anytime. You said anytime, Michelle. I'm a pretty busy man.
Day, you know, light, sun.
Well, it's technically in the morning.
Oh, God. No, because I've got a family and they're awake. They know. They'll be awake.
Look,
they won't be awake.
We get it, Michelle. You're happily married and have kids, okay? Weird flex, all right? Just... But yeah, next week we'll be talking. There we go. Oh, sorry. The stream wasn't actually saved. We're gonna have to redo it again, Michelle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so join us next week for Titans vs. Rebels. Make sure you subscribe for some cheeky naughty times. Michelle, what is one thing cheeky and or naughty that you got up to while on the cruise?
On the cruise, what did I do? I spent a lot of time dancing at the nightclub.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was lots of fun.
Yeah. Anything else that you did that was cheeky and or naughty?
Oh, I don't know. I tried not to step on the coral reefs because there were a lot of naughty people doing that. And I love coral. So, yeah, I was trying not to be naughty, actually.
Fair enough. But you're trying to be cheeky, though, right?
Yeah, because I brought home some shells and stuff that you're not supposed to. But, yeah, I always do that.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'll have like, who is it? The Australian biosecurity people around here tomorrow if someone's going to say, what? Michelle's got shells from Vanuatu.
Oh, yeah. Naughty. But no, that's pretty cheeky of you, Michelle. And I would like to share something. How am I going to do this?
Searching for? What are you doing?
No, I've got it here. I'm just loading up the image. All right, so here we go. So it's not really cheeky and or naughty. It was just a very unfortunate turn of events. And I've already told you about this, Michelle. So I was having a really bad day one day, right? We're just everything. You already know exactly what I'm talking about. Everything was just going wrong. The day wasn't going right, and I rocked up to work. And hang on, I'm on the wrong image. Give me 1 second. First of all, this is
image.
no. I'm going to the image before that. So first of all, I show up to work, and I've got this issue. Somehow, I don't even know. I just rocked up to work, and the manager started laughing, and I was like, "What?" And I looked down. I was like, "How the hell am I wearing two different pairs of shoes?"
And they're not even similar in color.
No, not in color. Foot porn. Yeah, exactly. No, but yeah, they're not even similar in terms of color. They're like similar style sneakers, but like I'm pretty sure one's a 15 and one's a size 16.
That's ridiculous.
US. And so I don't even know how I did that. Well, long story short, pretty much what I do, part of my Century Maid's job is that since I'm the strongest one there, you know, you get what I mean. I carry 15-liter bottles of water to work from the local supermarket.
Right.
Pretty much just for like the team and everything. And since I was having a shit day, I just needed some chocolate milk, right? And there's a beautiful chocolate milk. My number one in the world is called Puhoi Valley. I got the 1.5-liter one because I was feeling rather frisky that day, you know? So I got the 1.5-liter one, and I was balancing it. So I'm holding the water like this because it's heavy. I'm balancing it on top of it. Along the way, I bump into like an ex-friend that we kind of had like a fallout for. I won't go too specific into it, but so that was kind of awkward. And then I reach the entrance to the elevator to take me down to work. The milk bottle drops. So this is the bottom of the bottle. It just popped open. It's made like you are a plastic milk bottle. How can you just break like this? And you think this is bad? It like leaked onto the elevator. It was like going around everywhere. I was trying to like wipe it up and move it, but since I had like the bottle tilted, just more of it was just coming out. And it was oh my gosh, it was just such a mess. It was so disgusting. And then I came back down to work. I've got chocolate milk stains all over my shirt. And
along with the opposite shoes.
With the opposite shoes. And I show up to work, and my manager's serving some customers, and everyone's looking at me like, what? And I'm like, just give me 5 minutes. So I go to the back. We had like a little bit of like milk left in like this 1-liter bottle. So I quickly downed all of that. And I tried pouring it into the small, tiny, like 1-liter bottle of milk. And it's just missing because the bottle's trying to pour it into is tiny. Look how huge that is. There's a 1.5-liter bottle. And it just went.
Yeah,
to try and save so I can actually drink it. So instead of 1.5 liters, I got like that much.
Yeah, but why not pour it into a glass with a large...
We don't have any glasses. We don't have any glasses or bowls.
Mugs?
I probably could have done a mug.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like the 1-liter bottle to try and save as much milk as I can. But it was just shit. It was a shit day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, onwards and upwards. Thankfully, it hasn't happened again, but that's my Cheeky Naughty Time story. Make sure you subscribe for more Cheeky Naughty content. It's myself, Fee, and Drew are currently covering the Traders US Season 4. Very soon, we're going to start doing some Season 50 preseason content. But wait, there's more. Once Australian Survivor starts releasing more information, Michelle, I'm sure we're probably going to be coming back to do some redemption stuff, you know, whenever that's happening. But yeah, that's all you got really to look forward to here on Mucky Hope Productions. I can't think of anything else we're doing. Is there anything else we're doing, Michelle? I can't.
I don't think you should be doing anything else. It's pretty full.
No.
You're doing Traders and 2 Survivors soon.
I'm not doing season 50, all right? I'm like, Drew, that's your show. Once Mr. Beast comes out and he Mr. Beasts his way to get Suri out of the game, then I might come on just to be like, Survivor should be cancelled. But no, I'll wait till a dramatic moment like that, and then I'll be. But I'll try. But Michelle, why is everything coming out at the same time? Because Traders US Season 4 ends a day before Season 50, and Australian Survivor Redemption and season 50 are apparently going to be out roughly at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know when Amazing Race is out. I'm hoping it's later in the year instead of beginning because I cannot handle that many shows at once.
And don't forget Traders Australia.
Yeah.
With Kirby, AJ, Henry, and Shane.
That will be after Survivor.
And then Traders New Zealand as well. Oh, but I guess you don't have any personal ties to that. I have a lot of personal ties to it. So, right. And that's all I really care about, like coming out this year. And they're most likely all going to come out at the very start of the year. But anyways, it's been 2 hours. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I've been your host, Mucky Hope. Make sure you join Michelle's Facebook group, Australian Survivor fans as well. I'll link that in the description of this podcast here. Ka kite anō, everyone. And I'll catch you all in the next stream. Take it easy, guys. Ciao.